Hey, Martha. This is Tim and Martha, Coping Skills. Welcome back, Martha.
Thanks, Tim. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
So I understand you talked about compassion last week. Because I was missing you, I thought I would share with you a superpower that I have and that I often share with my group members.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. And it's really a simple superpower when you learn it. The superpower is using the word and.
And.
For example, it's accepting that two different things can both be true at the same time. For example, right now outside it is raining, but it is also sunny. So it is raining and sunny.
And that's where rainbows come from.
Yay, that's this part of the superpower. So another example of this is that I can be really angry at somebody and that person can still be a really close friend or family member who I love and respect.
Oh boy, when I was a kid growing up, I don't know how many times my brother and I fought, but I still loved him.
Another example is when you want to be really independent and you can still ask for help. A lot of times people think to be independent means you can never ask for help, but both of those things can be true at the same time.
Exactly. Like an example is, let's say my technology broke down today. I can be independent and ask for somebody to help me fix it. Then I get it fixed and I've solved my problem by asking for help.
Another example is sharing some things with others and keeping some things private. People that are really close to me, I like to share parts of myself, my thoughts and my feelings, and I can keep some of those things to myself and maintain some privacy. People don't need to know everything that I'm thinking in order to be my close friends.
That's a really good point, Martha. That everybody doesn't need to know everything all the time.
One of the things that I've come across lately, especially with the pandemic and the quarantine, is that there are a lot of new rules that are being suggested for people to follow. I don't necessarily agree with all of them, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who don't agree with all of the rules. Things like keeping 6 feet from people, things like wearing a mask. We can disagree with those rules and we can still follow them because we trust the professionals that are giving us, that are making those rules for us, that they are doing those things to keep us safe, even if we're not particularly happy about the rules themselves.
Right. So like, I can wear a mask and not have it be comfortable.
That does not look comfortable at all, Tim.
If I adjust it, it is. It's my Star Wars mask.
Ooh, Star Wars mask. Yeah. So there are lots of ways that you can use this superpower to help you be more comfortable and also to avoid getting stuck. Sometimes we get stuck in thinking that if we feel one way, but there's information about the other way, we can't move forward. If I were to say, I disagree with these rules about wearing a mask, I'm not going to go outside, that's a barrier for me. That keeps me from doing things that are interesting and entertaining.
So could I say, like, I'm going to wear a mask, and if somebody else doesn't, I'm okay with that?
Because both of those things can be true. You've decided to follow the rules. That person has decided not to follow the rules. That's their decision. Some other things are being by yourself and still being connected to others. We have found that during this lockdown, a lot of us are alone a lot of the time. And there are ways that we can connect with our friends and our family members. We can find Tim and Martha's Coping Skills on Facebook Live. We can call our friends on the phone. We can have social distance walks together with friends. I know people who have gone on walks together on opposite sides of the street, talking on their phones while they're walking. So there are lots of creative ways to be safe and separated, but still have some interaction and some social connection to one another.
And, you know, sometimes I was thinking, even when I was at work, I could be surrounded by people and be lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was all caught up in my own head, thoughts, or worried about something else, or not really enjoying being in the moment where I was. So that's a good reminder to focus on the present.
So Tim, I think that those are all some really, really good examples of using this and superpower for good. And I'm glad I was able to share it with you and our friends.
And that's what makes this so special about Tim and
Martha.
Or Martha and
Tim.
And this is our coping skills for the week. I hope that you enjoy it. We'll be back again next week for another edition of Coping Skills with Tim and
Martha.
Martha and
Tim. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right.
It's still recording.